U.S. immigration policy is tilted towards family reunification. It's never been well focused towards importing skills. The H1B program attempts to do that. The success of that program, highly questionable. And on a more positive note, if I were to look at what countries like Australia or Canada do, they focus on immigration, or rather incentivizing skill-based immigration. So they attract immigrants based on education, experience, skills in various areas. In the US, we currently do not have that points-based system of evaluating the prospective immigrant. The H1B visa program has tightened considerably in the last few years. It's hard to bring in a person in a timely manner. And I'm not saying that that is what has contributed to a lot of abuses of the program, but they've gone hand in hand. Will the H1B visa program address the skills gap? The H1B visa program allows 65,000 people into the country in a year. That's nowhere near the skill gap. So if all of those 65,000 visas were approved, you'd still have a skill gap. What could we be doing? One is, we spoke of the STEM program. That's not going to produce results in the near term. But what we could be doing is looking at the programs of Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and perhaps adjusting our approach to that, as opposed to our dependence on the H1B.
Just to follow up on that, since you do have a global perspective, could you maybe shed some light on what other differences that exist in those countries versus what we're doing in the U.S.? And also to follow up on that, I've heard a lot about the H1B visa being very, very successful. And you seem to think, is it a problem because of the quality of the people coming in, or is it the ebb and flow of the limitation where you have the flow coming and then the flow gets cut off?
Currently, the way the regulations are being implemented, the flow has been throttled and throttled back.
Okay.
It's not as successful as it should be because you're not bringing in people to fill the job that you need them to fill. Given the time lag between the time you start applying and you actually bring them in, you're going to find abuses of the program, because your clients and mine are not going to wait 6 months for somebody to show up to work. A lot of our corporate clients really don't plan that far ahead. Is there a better way to say that? I don't know. But coming back to, say, Australia, if you apply to be an immigrant over there, they're going to ask you to list, and this is a simplification, your educational qualifications, your work experience, your language skills, and your age. They will assign you points for each of these. The more highly educated you are, the more experience you have, the type of experience you have, all gives you a wage. You get a priority invitation, if you will, based on your points. You're not getting a priority invitation because a low-level job, a low-level skill isn't enough at this point. So they're looking at it for the long term. The other thing is you have students coming in here to study. They're completing their master's programs over here often, and then turning around and heading back out. Why? Because there isn't an appropriate visa program to keep them here. After they've acquired all the knowledge, all the experience, they're getting better at the cultural fit, and now they leave. We need a way to keep these people here. We've applied Band-Aids periodically, but no permanent fix.